Without further ado, Marie Six, the stage is yours.
Hello everyone, thank you for listening to me. So, let's start with the bad news. We are in a disappearing world. The bees are dying by billions. And without the bees, we don't have food. The monarch's butterfly, 90% has disappeared in the last 20 years. The Pacific bluefin tuna, 96% gone. And the shark's population, 90% has vanished in the last 50 years. And we still decimate the last 10% by bycatch, nets, pollution, and also shark fin soup. And you already know that they are cut alive, then put back in the ocean to die of starvation. Even the most beautiful, the gentle, the biggest of them all, the whale shark, ends up in shark fin soup. The scale of the killing is enormous, 100 million each year. And I'm just talking about the sharks, and not about all the other animals next on the list of extinction. They're all disappearing, the plants and the trees with them. Are you not depressed yet?
I am.
Good, because here's some more. Recent surveys conducted around the Hawaiian and the Pacific Island shows us that without the predators, we have a dead ocean. The researchers are saying that with the sharks, we have an important biomass. In other words, a lot of fish. So, without the sharks, we have no fish. Even half of our oxygen comes from the ocean. So, no sharks, no fish, no us. But our logic says the contrary. Like, less sharks, less whales, less dolphin, and they will eat less fish. So, we will have more fish for ourselves. Right? Wrong. So, why our logic doesn't work? Why on earth are we destroying the only planet we can live on? I wanted to know why we are thinking wrongly. I went on a historical quest. My late father, ex-Jesuit, scholar in philosophy, expert in the Bible and in ancient languages, said to me how much the Bible influenced our life and the world. Even our laws comes from that book. He discovered that all of what we know is based on wrong translations and wrong interpretations. Between two complete different mentalities, the ancient Hebrew and the Greco-Roman civilization. For that simple reason, the Christian Bible comes from 3/4 of the Jewish Torah, of the Hebrew Bible, and was translated in Greek in the 3rd and 2nd century BC in Alexandria, and was later taken for the Latin version, so for us. Even the word Bible is a Greek word and means the books. I will stay with the creation of the word, especially the verses 28, the 6th day. Be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth and subdue it and have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the birds of the heavens and over every living thing that moves on the earth. And just above, verses 26, and let them rule over the fish, the birds, the cattle, and over all the earth. But we understand the word rule and dominion and domination the Greek way. As power, as control, as being above others, as oppressing others. They thought that their ancient gods were dominating them and could make them suffer and even destroy them. So we believe that we can kill, misuse and mistreat anybody we believe are less worthy than ourselves. But there's nowhere written in the Bible, and you can destroy my creation. I mean, it's God's creation, after all. We even forget to read that the humans has been created the same day as the animals. As we can see in Genesis chapter 1, verses 24. We need to find the ancient meaning of ruling and domination, the more Hebrew one, the one of the Bible who started to be written around 3,000 years ago. So what does it mean to rule in ancient time? The best is to find ancient stories with the word rule in it. So let's search for the story of a king. We have the Epic of Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh is an ancient king of the city of Uruk. And we know in the Bible that Abraham is coming from the city of Ur, a town close by, not so far away from Babylon. It starts with the story of a young king that attaches more importance to his well-being, luxuries, orgies, than to his king duty. He gives himself all the rights, including the Lord's right to deflower every bride. He is a man of brutal nature. He is described as a sadist who despised his subjects. Through a lot of adventures and sadness and questionings, and at the height of despair, the king becomes wise. He comes back to Uruk and proudly telling the ferryman about the splendor of the protective walls of his city. He is showing that the duty of a king is to protect and to govern with his heart, like a shepherd. As mentioned in the first tablet, the king should be a shepherd to his people, the shepherd of the city, wise, comely, and resolute. All the kings in the Bible are shepherds. King David, Jesus, and even the Persian king Cyrus the Great. As is written in Isaiah chapter 44, verses 28, it is I who says of Cyrus, he is my shepherd, and he will perform all my desires. King Hammurabi is the king of Babylon. He is known for his code of 282 laws written in Akkadian, and we can read Hammurabi, the exalted prince, who destroyed the wicked and the evildoers, so that the strong should not harm the weak. So that I should rule like Shamash, the sun god here on the right, and enlighten the land to further the well-being of mankind. And it continues, the sublime prince who cared for its inhabitants in their need, provided a portion of Babylon in peace, the shepherd of the oppressed and of the slaves, who gave back to Ashur its protective God when Marduk sent me to rule over man, to give the protection of the right to the land. There you have it. It's written black on white, the ancient meaning of ruling over the earth. Every shepherd is a protecting God and a protecting king. But doesn't our Greco-Roman mind is saying a shepherd? Wasn't it a non-educated, low-class, dirty, stinky, lonely, poor man with his sheep? Yep. Ancient Greek despised manual work and worshipped the intellect, the warriors, and the sportsman. We know now what it means to rule in ancient time, like a wise king shepherd. But it's not written in the Bible that kings are ruling the world. So we need to understand the historical context of the Bible. The scribes of the Torah more than 3,200 years ago were living in cities with palaces and temples on top, with the wealthy and the rest down. Everything belonged to them, to the kings, the land, the animals. Then around 1200 BC, a lot of drought, famine, earthquake, and revolution, war, sea people, whatever you like, destroyed pretty much the big civilization, the Mycenaeans, the Minoan, the Hittites, and the Canaanites, except the Egyptian ones. And you can see by the potteries here on the left, they're much more sophisticated, decorative. They are coming from the cities. And then later on, we get potteries who are much more simple. The cities are destroyed, and we get villages. A much more egalitarian society. Yes, of course, later we will have kings again and queens. But for 2 centuries, they are gone. The genius in the Bible is not to have written, and God created kings and queens to rule the world, the fish, the birds, the cattle, but men and women. And we can read now in Genesis chapter 1, verses 26 and 27. Then God said, remember at that time God is a couple, Yahweh and his Asherah, let us make man in our image, according to our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the sky, and over the cattle, and over all the earth. God created man in his image, male and female. He created them. You understand what that means? That means it's not anymore the duty of the rulers to protect the king, the queens, the priests, the priestesses, the government, the rich, the people, the aristocrats, but it is ours, our responsibility to keep the soil fertile, the water clean, the forest standing, and the animals thriving. They're actually saying that we are all kings and queens, and now all the land belongs to us to protect, like a wise king shepherd. The good news is that there are already a lot of people who already understood that message, to rule with your heart. They are the heroes of our time. They are the ones protecting nature and animals. They just need a bit of organizing, and we are going to do that together. Now, from a queen to a queen, and from a queen to a king, I ask you to find back your true nature, the one of protecting the weak and the poor, the oppressed and the slaves, to protect the animals of the sea, the birds of the heavens, and the ones on the land, and the earth itself. And together, we can do it. Thank you.